Warning. The Loud Spot podcast uses adult humor and adult language in its broadcast. It may be unsuitable for younger audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, we are idiots. Please don't take anything we say offensive or to heart.
Oh, no! Oh, boy! Ah, here it comes! The motherfucking Loud Spot!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loud Spot. I'm your host, Sebastian. Today, we are joined by my co-host, New Metal Messiah. Diego's with us. We got my producer, Sam, joining the show today. Probably a little blurry. Let's see if it does good throughout the show. And then we got a band. Yeah. Kyler's not with us today. And then we have a band called the Dollyrots, a punk rock band originally from Florida and now in California.
We're actually in Florida right now.
Then we went back.
Nice. Nice.
Why did you go? So you were in Florida, went to California, and then now you guys permanently moved back to Florida?
Pretty much. Like, we still have our apartment in LA. We just sublet it. But
once we had babies, we needed to be back with family.
We needed a yard.
And we needed a yard. There's no way we could have a yard in LA.
You can't be in a punk rock band and have a yard in LA.
No.
Ain't gonna happen.
No way. No way.
You know what? Yards are super important. I remember having my first daughter, and we had an apartment, and I was thinking, you always want your family to have a yard. And in California, especially Los Angeles, is just so crowded. But there are yards in Los Angeles, but you're paying a shit ton of money.
A lot, bro. Yeah, there's a lot of money. That's a lot of rent. Yeah.
Our first baby, River, he's 9 now. He was born in LA. On Sunset, Kaiser Sunset. Our apartment's in Koreatown, and we would take him to the little park, right by MacArthur Park.
But then there'd be needles in the sand.
It was just man,
it wasn't cool.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
But
time to go.
We initially we moved out to LA when we were kids. We were barely 20. We were 20, and we just went cross country with nothing. We had our guitars and our pets, and just to do the band and see how it'd go, because we were gonna make it, man.
Well, Warped Tour had to do well for you guys. I know they don't even do Warped Tour anymore, but that was and you guys are playing. I want to talk about this real quick, and then we're gonna play a video. But a band called Tsunami Bomb. I love Tsunami Bomb. In fact, they were one of the first bands that came on when I started the show, and they used to play. They played every Warped Tour, I think. So did you know them from Warped Tour?
No,
I don't think we did.
We just knew them from kind of LA, Southern California. They're Southern California people.
No, they're from the Bay Area.
They're from the Bay, yeah. They're California people.
Sacramento, San Francisco.
We have all these mutual friends in both areas, but they actually played the last Warped Tour with us. We were all at the same spot.
It was the girl stage where we always.
And then we're doing a tour with them. We're doing this little mini tour with them in September.
That'd be fun.
So we're friendly with them. They're cool though. We have the same booking agent. I mean, there's a lot in common. So
you guys. There's not the same. I mean, it's a similar to punk rock band with a girl singer. But that doesn't mean you guys sound you guys don't all sound the same. And that's not what I'm trying to say.
No.
Same family of
same umbrella of music.
There you go. The same umbrella of music.
Yeah. Where you can all hang out at a party together, but our band is way more on the bubblegum side of punk.
We're gonna take a commercial break, and then when we come back, I want to talk more about your radio thing that you do on XM, and then we're gonna go ahead and play your new song, Still Holding On. So we'll be right back. And I didn't say your names earlier. Kevin, Kelly, and Lewis.
Kevin and Lulu.
and Lulu.
Yeah.
With the Dollyrots. We'll be right back. All right. And we are back with the Dollyrots. And before we play your new song, I want a little bit more elaboration on your radio thing on Channel 21 XM Radio Eastern Time, 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. Do you play songs on there? Do you talk on there? What's the four? That's a long time to be on.
Yeah. So the format on that station's a little bit different. It's a rock station, but Stevie Van Zandt, who it's his channel. He's really into making connections between history and rock and roll, and so. Cool. I play about 80 to 100 songs a day that are like within the playlist there. There's, I don't know, 5,000 songs or something.
Yeah.
Are kind of like in the playlist.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's everything from like our band to The Who to Rancid to Hole, Garbage. Like it's, you know, a lot of the Monkees and the Beatles and the Kinks. I play so much of the Kinks. But what he likes is for you to talk about every single song. So it's just me, and I have like 16 breaks in the 4-hour period. And I just try to make connections between the songs and history and my life and people I've met in rock and roll. And, you know, I'm really good at music trivia now.
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah. I wonder if I get a notification on my phone, in my car whenever Rancid comes on. Normally I just hit ignore because I've heard like every song 100 times, you know, or more than that. So I hit ignore. But one of them might have been Channel 21 when I'm up early in the morning driving because I get notifications a lot in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's Monday through Friday.
Yep. And then I'm also on 721, which is a lot of the newer stuff, but because I played Rancid on like my new music special, so it got added to 721 too, like the new song. So.
Right on. Sam, did you have a question?
That's a lot of show prep. Yeah.
No shit.
That's a lot of prep.
Yeah, I have a friend, Tom Calhoun. He helps me out with the research. So like he gets the playlist, and like now we have like this database of like all this info. And so like he'll kind of send me an outline, and then I kind of like add more crap to it, and then I wing it.
I spent 10 minutes preparing for this show, and I decided I was going to fucking wing it. I wrote a couple of things down. But I don't waste a whole lot. I figure if you're cool, we'll have a good conversation anyways. Okay.
Perfect.
One thing I definitely wrote down was the name of your new song, or the song that you guys have. See, I don't even know how brand new it is. I just assume it's a new song. Okay.
It's the newest one. Yeah.
Still holding on. And then I want to talk about the AI generated video after this and what you guys thought about it. So here is, Sam, you want to go push play on, I have it down there. Still holding on by the Dollyrots.
Within our
right, there we go. So, okay. So that is the song. Yeah, that's what it. Yeah. Okay. So it looks a little bit like a creepy doll, but now I will say the AI image does look like you, but if I was to guess, I would have thought maybe you were like part Asian or something also. And you had a little bit of a tan going on there.
Yeah. I mean, so Lewis made it with our childhood best friend.
So here's the deal.
Okay.
Like we wanted to make like a lyric video for the song, right?
Yeah.
And it was just supposed to be a lyric video, like whatever. And so I was like, wait, hold on. I could like have somebody on Fiverr do it. I could do it myself, or I could just have the AI do it. And like what you do is you feed the AI like a picture that has like a profile
or a few pictures,
like a profile of your face. And so we just took like a promo shot and fed it into it, and it kind of did this thing where it morphed her face to accommodate the structure of the way that it works. And then you enter the audio track into it, and then it like accommodates the facial, like so the weird mouthing to the, because I had like the vocal track, so I just gave it the vocal track. And then you get that, and then you put that together with the other part, and then it just turns into this like thing. And I was like, dude, you could do this for anything, but that's just visual.
Yeah. And I mean, they spent like, about an afternoon on it. It is the most rudimentary, like easiest AI thing ever generated.
But at the same time, I got interested in it. So I was like, all right, well, can I do her voice too? So then I like figured out like I can feed her voice takes from her radio show into this other program that generated an AI Kelly like voice where I can have her eventually.
Now the kids, like they'll open his computer and like type in really bad stuff that I
want to do that. Like, I want to mess around with that program.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not disciplined enough not to. Yeah,
it's all right. It's super accurate.
It's terrible.
Like it's terrible.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah.
And it's almost like she won't even have to do her radio show eventually because we'll just feed.
I'll just type in or I'll tell it to write my script. I'll be like, hey, here are the songs.
It is that scary.
No. Like it is.
And we're so in the infancy of this thing, but it just made us kind of like discover, like making that video made us discover like is this new record that we're making going to be like the last record that we don't use AI
That's
on?
Real.
You know what I mean? Like it's like
possibly
it's happening pretty fast, dude. I mean,
is that something you guys think you would dive into? Like, I know there are a few tracks out there, like Drake had one, and then I think maybe Kanye had one, and they were kind of like bangers, and everybody's like, "Oh man!"
We were just messing around. We were in the studio in January doing the record, so that song is not on the album. The album's coming out in January, right? That's just a B-side that we put out, kind of as like a teaser thing. But when we were in the studio, we got stumped on a song. We were like, hey, this song is about Irish goodbyes.
Yeah.
We asked ChatGPT.
Yeah, what would ChatGPT say if we asked it to write a Dollyrots song about Irish goodbyes?
Not just a song, like a Dollyrots song.
And what it spit out was almost the fucking song.
Shut up.
Crazy.
No, but it went and it looked at our lyrics and stuff, and it utilized.
It used all the words we use all the time. Like
it was gnarly, dude. I mean,
ahead, Sam.
Man, I'd be surprised if like some of the biggest pop stars aren't already using that.
Go ahead, Sam.
We have Snoop Dogg in our intro. Didn't you guys figure that out?
Oh,
yeah.
I was kind of wondering how you got Snoop Dogg.
He's a big fan of the podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey.
AI, my friend.
That is absolutely insane that it can do that. Is that like a program? Because I'm curious about it. In fact, if we get off the show, let me know exactly how you did that, what you did. We don't want everyone stealing your ideas. Just me, okay? Just me.
That's all. It's just like publicly available.
Yeah,
I know, but we don't want to share that information just yet. We don't.
No, not really, because that means anybody could generate my voice to say anything.
I just want to learn. I just want to learn how to do it. I want to.
Sebastian doesn't want to work. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Can someone else do the podcast for me? And just sit there and act like it's me. That's though. It's almost like shows and actors and and musicians are all going to be obsolete one day because everyone that's famous is just going to be a freaking figment of some computer program.
Well, I mean, that's why the writers are striking. The directors didn't even have to strike because they knew if they like didn't give them what they needed, then there'd be like no shows.
If you were a programmer,
or
like a writer, like a writer copy, like any social media copy.
Oh yeah, we have been using it for social media posts.
But dude, I think that like the upshot for us of that whole thing is that like I think there's going to be a point where, in terms of being in music, right? Mm-hmm. There's going to be a point where there's going to be a pre-AI era of music and a post-AI era of music.
Yep.
And you got a bunch of records that are pre-AI, and then everything after that is post-AI, and you just have to accept that. You know?
I think everything pre-AI is going to become super expensive and a classic. Even if it sucked, even if it was a garage band that made a CD, one day that's going to be worth money because it's something that exists still.
It's like just human.
Yeah, it's real. It's like made by people.
Yeah.
I think that's as musicians though, we're lucky because like even visual artists, actors, like all these people, anything you see on a screen or, you know, you ingest even books, you know, that it could be AI generated, but there's nothing like going to a sweaty rock club with real people on a stage. And I mean, that's our favorite thing to do. So I feel really grateful that at least that will happen.
Yeah. We don't have like a production that would like allow us to have holograms.
No, that ain't happening at our level.
Your grandkids may not get to experience that. And my grandkids may not experience that if we have grandkids. I mean, I got kids, who knows if they're going to have kids, but if they do, they may miss out on that whole era. Like I always say for me, and I'm biased, obviously, I think growing up in the 80s was probably one of the best times to grow up. It was pre-computer, pre-internet. Life was still basically simpler. And then AOL came out and the internet came out in the 90s and just changed the world for everybody.
The rest is history. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but part of it is like accepting what will make life better versus being passive about it and allowing it to manipulate you. It's like, you know, when allowing your possessions to own you is like one of these things where like you have to be like careful about like what can control you versus you know, you should be in control of the objects.
But if one day that's the society norm, then people may not know any different.
Apple goggle thing that came out.
The 35.
I know. Like,
dude, like no.
Last ditch effort to get everybody involved in this whole thing for 3,500, right?
And like, then the memes online are all like porn dig. Or like,
is that what they're doing? Are they doing porn with those things? They will be eventually.
Why not?
I guarantee you. Yeah.
That's probably why it was developed so quickly.
Shit.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yep. All the lonely guys.
Speaking of porn, let's talk about your music with Jarrett Reddick from Bowling. No, I'm just kidding. Bowling for Soup. I heard you guys got a project with him that is not porn related at all. But I did want to talk about that. It's called Kelly and Jarrett or something like that.
Kelly and Jarrett.
And Jarrett would like that segue.
Yeah.
That's what happens when I only do 10 minutes of research. I get the name almost right. I get the name almost right. Not completely right.
Anyway.
You should just change it now.
Yeah.
Just go like change it on like Spotify.
So when we started out, we had a bunch of bands that really, really helped us out. I mean, obviously we talked about Joan Jett. She took us under her wing. Like Lookout Records, we got to play a lot of shows with some of the Lookout bands that were happening still in the early 2000s. Buzzcocks took us out a bunch of times, but the band that took us out the most was Bowling for Soup. I mean, it was 2-3 years.
I think it was.
It's hard to remember.
I think it was because like we're fun.
Yeah, like
so
we started like we were just van and trailering it. We just like followed them on tour a couple times, and then eventually
they'd be in their tour bus, and we'd be in the van and trailer behind them, just like
following. And then our tour manager would be like, "Guys, you got to get off the bus." Like our friend Tony, she'd be like, "You're killing me," and like we didn't all want to say goodbye
because we'd be partying at the end of the night, and then like.
And so then eventually they were just like, just get in the bus and use our gear and we'll figure it out. And so we just lived in the bus with them for a few years.
Me and Kelly shared a bunk, actually.
With the dog, Sherman, because it was a bottom bunk.
With Chris Burney's dog.
And
like 2 years.
Yeah.
And so,
but we learned so much from them, and they're like, I didn't have brothers growing up, but now I've got brothers.
Yeah, Jared, like I said, Bowling for Soup's been on. I could just see him being a super nice guy. Was this pre-kids or post-kids?
Pre-kids.
100%.
Okay, because I was going to say if it was post-kids, I can also see him being very kid-friendly and joking around, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's Uncle Jarrett to the kids.
But at the time, it was like what they were doing was on a different level than what it was like. They're in ears. They like have like a proper crew. Like we learned a lot from them about how to be a real band. And then they took us to England, and we got to do that whole thing. And
that's cool.
Now we have like an English audience. Like it's like we learned a lot, and we all became family. And it was just, I mean, it was a really good thing. It still is a good thing.
Yeah. But then me and Jarrett would always be like, we should make some music, together.
No, you'd say,
hey, we should make some music. Together. He always his making fun of me drunk voice is the same as
you let me. Okay. So like her and Jarrett, when they're both drunk, like talking at the same time, he's like, hey, Kelly. And she's like, hey, Jarrett. And he's like, hey, you want to drink some whiskey? And she's like, sure, let's drink some whiskey. It was like the same voice, because they have this high.
It's kind of the same frequencies, and so we're like, well, it probably sounded all right together, and then it did.
So yeah. So it's cool.
We've written some more stuff, but we both.
It's funny.
Easy.
I just saw a post where they're finishing off a bottle of, I don't remember what whiskey it is, Jim Beam, I think, in the UK right now. Yeah. Yeah. That's the bourbon of choice.
Yeah, I mean, it always starts with Miller Lite, and then as the night progresses, the Jim Beam candle comes out, and then sometimes now it ends with red wine, and those nights are just
terrible. That is you. If you start with Miller and then go to Jim Beam and then end with red wine,
horrible idea.
Yeah, at the end, I'm just like, why am I massaging this dude's foot?
Why am I crying?
Well, not only that, but your stomach's not going to like you the very next day at all.
Make your head, all the above.
So
all the above.
Yeah,
well, I've had those. I still have those nights. Unfortunately, you think I would have learned my lesson like 20 years ago? No, I didn't. I'm like, it's still a good idea to drink more. I'll feel fine knowing that I'm older and the hangovers are way worse.
True.
Like multiple days.
Yeah.
Yes. Like
I've had those.
Dear Diary, day 1. I'm just gonna lay here. Yeah. That's how it goes. Jesus.
Day 2 finally saw some sunshine.
Then
I drank 6 Red Claws or whatever the hell those are called.
Yeah, those are
White Claws.
Let's talk.
White Claws.
Let's talk about your tour. Then we're gonna get you guys out of here. You guys are playing this summer and the fall, right?
Yeah, we got a bunch of dates booked. Everything's at Dollyrots.com.
Yeah.
We're headed to Texas in June.
I'm actually looking at it right now.
Yeah, I pulled it up.
I don't even know what we're doing.
Okay, yeah. A lot of bands don't. I've noticed this.
Well, we split it up a lot. So we go out for like a week and a half, 2 weeks at a time, and we'll just fly out somewhere, do a region, and then come home, because like we're bringing the kids,
right?
And we're not going to make them stay out for like 6 weeks straight.
It's just no fun. I mean, it's no fun bringing certain adults on tour for more than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
So 2 weeks is the limit. And but we have like June dates. We're starting in Texas. We're doing Texas in June. Then we're doing the West Coast in
Seattle
in
to
July.
San Diego.
We're doing a festival in Denver. We're doing
Punk Rock Saves Lives in Denver.
And then I think we're playing with Adolescents in
Bellingham, Washington.
Yeah. And then we're going to head down the coast, do our thing. And then we're doing the Tsunami Bomb dates and
the Northeast in October.
Yeah.
I don't know what month.
And then we're going to do some Northeast stuff later and some South stuff in Nashville and Atlanta and whatever.
Maybe we'll play Tampa, but probably not. That's where we live.
Yeah. That's where we are right now.
Do you hear that airplane? That's Tampa International.
You know what? My favorite place, I've said this to people that are from Tampa before, my favorite beach is either Clearwater or St. Pete's Beach.
My
favorite, one of my favorite restaurants is Frenchie's on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were in St. Pete Beach. We took a beach day a couple weeks ago, and I'm still peeling.
I know. Well,
it's just like,
you would think we would know better. Look.
You're just like,
yeah, that looks. You would think we would know better about a lot of things.
No bra.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I don't think it stops at the sun lotion. No. Yeah.
We tried. You know, the other thing is like we were at the beach and the waves are crashing. Our kids are 6 and 9 years old. And so they were just hanging on us the whole time.
Yeah.
And I think they just wiped all the sunblock off of me every time I got out in the water. So
it's fun though.
Now we burn.
It's a good beach.
Yeah, no, it's it's my favorite beach. I love that beach. I mean, I've seen the sunset, I think, there a couple times.
Yeah.
So
it's magical.
What's funny is seeing like people like when the water's like 70 degrees or 68 degrees.
All these British people there in like December.
Like, oh, it's very warm.
Oh, how nice.
It's not warm. What are you talking about, man? What are you go swimming in the North Sea all day long? Like,
I did do that once naked. It was all Bowling for Soup and the Jim Beam's fault, though.
Yep. A lot of things is Jim Beam's fault.
Together to the whiskey.
When's your album? You guys are coming out with a full-length album to support a couple singles, maybe. When does the album come out?
Yeah. October.
Well, we can tell you.
Fall.
I mean, we haven't told anybody else.
Are we really announcing it right now?
Drum roll, please.
We just put it out. It's coming out Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Oh, nice.
October the 13th. It's a Friday.
I mean, come on. A Friday the 13th in October, we had to pick that.
It was
day.
like, do you want the Tuesday or the Friday? I'm like, it's Friday the 13th.
Yeah, no brainer.
Yeah.
So so it's coming out. We're stoked.
It's ready to go. We had to already turn it in because vinyl takes forever. Thanks, Major Labels.
But thanks Taylor Swift.
Basically,
based on the month at least. Manufacturing, but we got the test pressing. It sounds fat, sounds awesome, and we're stoked, man. Yeah, so we're ready for it.
Yeah.
We're just going to be out there supporting it for the next year and a half. So we better be happy with it.
The Dollyrots, as well as so many punk bands, such an awesome name. Punk bands continue, in my head, to have the coolest band names of any genre of music ever in the world. They're just always so freaking cool, man. Like,
well, I think I know why though, and I think
why?
I think about it every time I have to say I'm
this.
Kelly Dollyrot. It's because most punk bands started when we were kids.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, like the punk band's still going. Like, we came up with that name when we were like 19. It's like Green Day. I mean, I don't know.
Green Day.
It just. Like these names.
Songs about weed, though. I'm pretty sure the Green Day means marijuana.
Not like, I mean, if you thought about, like, people want to be like extra like poignant. It's like, let's call ourselves Changes. Changes AD.
When we did name our band, though, it was like late enough in the game. It was like 99 or 2000 that we wanted to be able to Google it.
Oh yeah,
actually,
good.
I swear we did.
Remember that?
I found a metal band. I think they're a metal band, and they have a punk name, and it's called Hooker Spit.
Oh, that's punk.
Whoa!
That is punk as fuck, dude.
You gotta be
good.
Google. You gotta be the only result or the top result.
Ooh.
You know what though? That almost sounds more like thrash punk though. It's not like pop punk. Even Dollyrots kind of could sound like a horror punk kind of. It could sound a little bit rockabilly or psychobilly a little bit, but no, it's pop punk.
Well,
but it still fits. Yeah,
so in San Antonio, we've gotten put on like a lot of like strange band lineups over the years. I think because of our band name, like it'll be a lot of like really dark
a lot of metal bands. Though.
Yeah.
Although back to Hooker
and then we get up there like, hey.
Is Hooker Spit like? Are you sure you're pronouncing it right? Because what if they're from like Massachusetts and they're really Hooker Spit?
Hooker Spit.
Yeah.
What if you're just talking about Hoobastank? You just read it wrong.
How do you pronounce
it? What's a Hoobastank? I don't even want to know.
What's a Hoobastank? Hey, I'm only gonna call Hoobastank Hooker Spit from now.
We should get him on the show and tell him the Dollyrots said your new name is Hooker Spit. Okay, all right, we are way over our time limit. Thank you so much for Kelly and Lewis for coming on with the Dollyrots. Stay right there, please, till after the outro song. Want to thank what?
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube page. And if you're listening to on audio, hit the follow or the subscribe, whatever it is on whatever platform you're listening to.
Yeah,
there you go.
Dollyrots.com or everything / the Dollyrots.
There you go. Right. All right. Now I want to thank the Dollyrots. I want to thank Sam for joining, Diego for joining us. Kyler's not here, so we're not thanking her tonight. We'll thank her tomorrow when she comes back on the show. And that's all. That's all the time we got. Guys, please stay right there. Peace out. Rock on. And much love.
Thanks
for having. This is the Loud Spot outro by Nothing Short of Tragic. Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the Loud Spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does Nothing Short of Tragic have us back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? Yes. Our pin post has to pin show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.